What's up, guys? It's your boy Spidastags here, once again coming to you live with another Mock Draft Monday video. Now that training camp is now open for all the teams, you guys should start getting ready for your fantasy football leagues to start. I know leagues start, typically start drafting in the beginning of August and go till probably the last day before the season starts, that last Wednesday. Today, we're going to focus on what to do if you get the first pick in the draft. That's a big question that a lot of people ask. How do you maximize your first pick so when you come back around, all the other teams draft twice again before you get to your second pick? What do you do to maximize the value of that first pick? Who do you take? There's 4 running backs that are out there that all have a shot at that number 1 spot. You got Zeke, Saquon, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, and Alvin Kamara. You have Alvin Kamara. So, we're going to go through that today. We're going to do a mock draft with one of my boys, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below about what you think of my team, and make sure you hit that sub button. Alright, guys, we're about to start the draft. We're using the Sleeper app. It's me and my buddy Mike. Mike will be in these videos. Mike, feel free to say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
We're going to do 3 drafts. The other spots are going to be taken by computer picks. And, we're going to do 3 of them. You guys can see it 3 times. One of the rules we're doing is we're assuming everyone reports to camp. We're assuming everyone's healthy right now while we do these. We assume there's no holdouts like a Le'Veon Bell or anything like that. And we're doing 12 rounds. No defense, no kicker, because both of them don't really matter to me. Hopefully it doesn't matter to you guys either. So we'll do 12 rounds. Basically, that'll be your backup wide receivers, your backup quarterback, and your backup running backs and tight end. Should fill out all, your normal positions. So let's get started. We'll start at number 1. All right. So we're doing 60 seconds. The number one on here is Saquon Barkley. Personally, I like Alvin Kamara at number 1. So we're going to go Kamara. And then, like I said, the computer will draft automatically the best available or what they think is best. You always want to start out with a running back, in my opinion. Mike can tell me if he thinks different, especially at the 1 spot.
Especially at 1. I mean, right now I'm drafting 9 in this draft, and not getting one of the stud running backs is hard to look at.
Yes.
So right here at 9, I have Julio, Michael Thomas. It really doesn't matter who you take. I'll take Julio, and then on the swing, I mean Odell's there, and as much as that looks awesome, you still have Mixon and Gurley. So just for the sake of this, I'm gonna go Gurley. So I at least lock down a running back, and people are worried about him this year with his arthritis in his knees, but if he can get 15 to 18 touches a game, that's enough for me. I still think he'll be able to produce.
I agree. So back on the swing, if we wanted to go the wide receiver route, get a top tier wide receiver and a top tier running back that we already have, we can go Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Adam Thielen. But we're gonna, we have the back-to-back picks, so I'm gonna do a wide receiver running back. It doesn't really matter the order you do it because you have the back-to-back. I actually like Aaron Jones a lot better than I like Dalvin Cook and Damian Williams. I think they're going to unleash Aaron Jones, as Matthew Berry would say, this year in Green Bay. So I'm going to take Aaron Jones there. And then now that it's the swing, we're going to go wide receiver and solidify our wide receiver core. Get at least 1 in here. I think we're going to go Mike Evans here. I think Mike Evans is going to have a big year in Tampa. So now we have, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones. Our running backs are solid. 2 top running backs and a top wide receiver.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think having a 1 pick is a lot better than a 9 pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because right here at this point in the draft, it's tough for me, because you think Fournette's the best running back, but for PPR, is he really that good? I mean, honestly, Marlon Mack could have a better year than him in PPR. And then, I mean, it's just a crapshoot at this point in the draft. I'm just going to go with Devonta Freeman. He was running back one, what, like 4 years ago? He really hasn't done much since, but just throwing it out there. And then in the fourth round, I like to go Diggs. That's what I've been doing a lot recently. So, I mean, 102 receptions last year with Thielen doing as well as he did. You can't really argue that.
I agree. So fourth round, shocker, George Kittle still on the board. We're gonna take George Kittle, top tight end, gonna have a big year. I feel like Jimmy G's gonna have a big year under that cupcake schedule that San Fran's having. So we're gonna take a tight end there. Normally I don't take tight ends early, but you can get a very good one in George Kittle there. You might as well do that. Now on the flip, we have a lot of options here. We can go another wide receiver, or we can even go another running back. Um, Philip Lindsay, in my opinion, his value's dropping. They said he's going to run running back share with Royce Freeman, which I know they said last year, and it didn't work out. I was one of those guys that I was really big on Royce Freeman, so we're gonna go Julian Edelman. We're gonna take a very solid wide receiver. Always puts up a lot of points.
I feel like that's a safe pick at that point in the draft. I
agree.
love the Kittle pick. I mean, you can't beat him at the end of the fourth round. And at that point in the draft, I really don't like anybody. Like, with my pick right now here at 5'9", there's still not anybody that jumps off the board to me right now. I mean, other than maybe Godwin, but I don't think picking him in the fifth round really does it justice. So I'd probably, what am I looking at? I got two receivers and two running backs.
I mean, right here,
So,
I think I like Godwin. I think
I
Godwin's
think,
gonna have a big year.
yeah, I don't know if,
But you could also, you can go running back right here, and get like a Chris Carson. I don't like Kenyon Drake.
I don't like Drake either.
And then get like a Jarvis on the flip.
See, that's what I was going to do. I was going to try Jarvis right here and then Godwin on
I'll
the
pause
flip.
this draft while we talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
I like Godwin.
This is a tough point of the draft because how much do you trust, like, if you're going to go running back? So you have James White and Michelle. I mean, they're going to be in a timeshare together. So
Like
James
even
White
like I
probably
would
the
even
better
go down a
PPR.
little bit, and I think I like Tyreek Cohen better than I like any of them.
Tariq Cohen, yeah.
Tyreek Cohen, yeah. Um,
I feel like I could get him on the swing. So, I mean, it's just kind of like a coin flip, Godwin or Jarvis Landry. That'd be the two for me. Personally feel safer with Jarvis Landry, especially with Odell on the Browns this year. So that's probably who I'm going to go with at this pick. And then I guess I'll just go with Tariq Cohen on the swing. This is a really part of the draft, like rounds 4 through 7 are really going to be like the part of the draft that like I have to work my kinks out because it doesn't look pretty right now.
I agree. And now, it's a point in the draft where you're filling out your roster. All the big names are
Yeah.
gone. Hopefully you got, in the first 5 rounds, you got enough to solidify the front end of your team that's going to carry you. So right here, the good thing about being at 1 is now you have the back-to-back picks. You can pick 2 people they're going to be there. We're going to go Alshon here. I figure Alshon's going to have a big year with Wentz coming back. I feel like Wentz is going to have an MVP-type season.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since Alshon had a 1,000-yard season. I feel like it's coming.
And number 7 in the 7th round, we're going to go, where is he at? Because now, one of the tough parts is you got to think ahead. Like, even if there's someone you're not ready to really pick yet, you have to draft them early because you're not going to see them again until the end of the 8th round. So there's going to be a lot of players off the board before you even pick again. So we're going to go back a little bit, and we're going to draft, where's he at? Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard is rumored to be killing it with the first team right now. So if we can get another top tier running back that's going to be killing it, why not? So 2 Philly guys in a row. I know you guys are going to be saying I'm a little biased, which I am, but that's 2 very, very good value picks right there.
Yeah, I saw that today that Jordan Howard was killing it with the first team, so that makes me pretty
Jordan
excited.
Howard, who's going to take, assume the bulk of the load in Philly, yeah, why not get another running back? That'll be your third running back that's going to be number one running back potential.
Yeah, and he's 100% going to be the goal line back, so he
Yes,
could get 10, 12 touchdowns maybe this year. I
yeah,
mean,
I agree.
people forget how awesome the Eagles' offense is. So let me take a look here. So I really have to go with a wide receiver here, in my opinion. They're not really that great. You got Pettis, Anderson, Robinson, Kirk, Fuller. Uh,
Now I know people really like Allen Robinson. I personally do not. Oh wait, you got 1 second.
yeah, I was running out of time there, so I picked Robbie Anderson, who I honestly don't mind. Robbie Anderson, I mean, he's kind of like a hit or miss guy. He wouldn't be anything more than just like a flex option, maybe, but I like him a lot. I mean, if you're playing like a best ball league where like weekly the highest points gets put into your lineup, then I feel like he'd be awesome for that type of league.
So now on the swing, who are you looking at?
On the swing here, what round are we in? We're in round 8.
I think a Darius Geis here is a good pick.
That's who I was looking at. Uh, I was looking at Geis, and there's really no receivers that I'm in love with right now, other than Sammy Watkins. But I feel like I'd be able to get him on the swing back around, unless you take him. So I'll go with Geis here. I feel like that's a safe pick.
So now
Even in
you're getting quarterbacks off the board, which
yeah,
even in a normal league without computers, it's still going to be the same thing. People will always take quarterbacks way early. So
yes,
now we have three running backs, two wide receivers, and a tight end right now. So in my opinion, you can never have enough running backs. So we're going to take Austin Eckler here. Uh,
I like that. I like him a lot. I was actually considering taking him
Now,
on with my eighth round pick.
we're assuming that everyone reports to camp. So we're assuming that Melvin Gordon does come, but Austin Eckler still was a valuable running back last year. And in this position, he'll be a bench guy that's just filling in. So as a fill in for a bye week, he's a good pick.
Yeah,
Um,
Melvin missed 4 games last year, so I mean,
and now more value right here. We're gonna take Kareem Hunt. We're gonna load up our running back core with these back to back picks. Load up Kareem Hunt. We won't get Kareem Hunt until week 8 or week 9 because he suspended 8 games. So week 8, week 9, we'll get him back. And for that playoff push, you're gonna have Kareem Hunt that might go off in that Cleveland backfield. So I feel like another good value pick. Your running backs are stacked.
yeah, I like the Kareem Hunt pick, especially late in the draft. I feel like he's gonna light it up. Let's see what we're working with here. I got to remember the one thing that I don't like about this app is that it you can go through a whole fantasy draft without drafting like a quarterback or a tight end or something like that through the
Yeah.
whole mock draft. So I got to remember to pick a quarterback and a tight end. Sometimes I forget. So let me see. Running backs here, don't like any of them. I mean, maybe Shady McCoy in the 10th round. I don't hate it, but I'll wait for the flip on that one. Right here, I'm probably going to go. What round are we in? Round 9, pick 9. I like D.D. Westbrook out of Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's speedy. He could have a decent
I'm
year
very
with
high on DD. I've talked
yeah,
about
with
that
Nick
very
Foles.
much.
And then we're coming on the swing. And then I'll do what I said. I'll pick LaShawn McCoy. I mean, you never know. He's older, so he could start off hot, have a good first 2, 3 weeks in the season, and you could try to flip him in a trade if you like, or you could just stay decent. I mean, if he averages 12 points a game, you can't be mad about that with the 10th round pick.
All right,
Ooh,
so I was
Wentz
gonna
just
look.
went 10-8.
I was gonna look at a quarterback there, and I was gonna
Yep.
look at Wentz to connect with everyone else. Um, but now that we don't have him on the board, we need another wide receiver. So looking at wide receivers, right here before he got suspended, I did like Golden Tate because he's gonna see a lot of targets. But now he's suspended, so um, we're gonna go Marvin Jones from Detroit, who I like. Marvin Jones had a solid year last year as well. Um, and now on the flip, we're going to take our first quarterback. We're going to go. I like Cam Newton here. I know his shoulder was bothering him, but he's going through camp. His shoulder seems to be all right, so we're gonna go Cam
I
Newton.
like Cam. I feel like people are sleeping on him this year just because he had that shoulder
I
issue.
mean, I had Cam Newton last year, and absolutely, I loved him, so I'll take him again. And that fills our quarterback.
Yes. Now that's what I was looking at. I was going to look at getting a quarterback here. We got Russell Wilson, who I like. Jameis Winston, who they're saying is going to have a good year this year. Um, Other than that, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Ben Roethlisberger, I'd be looking at here. I like Roethlisberger just because Lev and AB were talking a lot of smack about
Mm-hmm.
him. So I feel like he could light it up. Another older guy, he could be like LaShawn McCoy, have a hot start to the season and then slow down. But uh, I'll just go out on a limb here and I'll just pick like Jameis Winston. And then here in the 12th round, typically in all of my fantasy drafts, I always pick a tight end last. I've never had like a top 10 tight end
Mm-hmm.
to set it and forget it type 10, tight end guy. I always weekly pick them off the waivers. I just feel like I'd rather have an extra running back or wide receiver there in rounds like 8 through 11, through in my fantasy draft than wasting it on a tight end. So here, I like Trey Burton late. Trey Burton, you can't go wrong with, or someone like Kyle Rudolph. I mean, he's a end zone target guy, so
So now to end the draft, normally I would go D-Jax here. Normally. But considering we got Alshon earlier, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go Dante Moncrief, who is, I don't know if anyone remembers, but was a touchdown machine 2 years ago in Indianapolis when he was healthy. So we're going to go Moncrief here in hopes that he returns the form. So, in terms of the draft, uh, here's our roster. We got Cam Newton, Kamara, Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Julian Edelman, George Kittle, Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Howard, Austin Eckler, Kareem Hunt, Marvin Jones, and Dante Moncrief. We didn't get a backup tight end, but again, since we took one so early, it's one of those set it, forget it guys. So I'm not really worried about that. I can find one on the waiver wire. Um, which, in a realistic draft, say you have 15 rounds, obviously you would take a backup tight end, but we're not doing that,
yeah.
obviously.
I'm actually like against the whole backup tight end thing, kind of like I said about drafting a tight end later.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you get Kittle at the end of the fourth round, you're going to take him. But I like having that extra running back or extra wide receiver because I feel like that possesses more value than a backup tight end. I mean, but you could be one of those lucky people and had Kittle as your backup tight end last year, so you
Yes.
never know. But my team, it looks like Jameis Winston, Todd Gurley, Devonta Freeman, Julio Jones, Stephon Diggs, Trey Burton, Jarvis Landry, Tariq Cohen, Robbie Anderson, Geis, D.D. Westbrook, and LaShawn McCoy.
We'll refresh this, get the sleeper page back up, go back into the new draft. We'll start another one. Again, we'll be picking from the one spot. We'll do a different strategy this time and show you another way you can do a from the number one spot.
Yes. Since I picked from the 9, I'm just going to pick from the 9 spot again this time.
Okay.
What's
And
what's your strategy going to be this time?
we're still go running back. Yeah, no, a number one, you're not drafting a wide receiver. It's not happening. You're just not
Yes.
going to do it. Ever. In any draft scenario. Even in the PPR, you're not drafting a wide receiver number one. It just doesn't make any sense. So we took Kamara last time. We're going to go Saquon this time. Uh, assuming,
Can't go wrong with either or.
Yes. See, in this one, DeAndre Hopkins went number 2, which I'm against firmly.
Yes,
But,
and right now Ezekiel Elliott is at number 9, so I know that's not going to happen in
yes.
any real draft. So I'm just going to act like it's not there. And so what I'm going to do this draft is I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do the 0 running back from the 9 spot and see how long I last before I take a running back. And yeah, we'll just see what kind of receivers I get. So just like my last draft, I could have went Julio Odell, which I didn't. I went safe and went with Gurley, but this time I went Julio Odell. So I mean,
So, again,
can't go wrong with that.
realistically, in drafts, sometimes people do stuff that is unexpected, like a DeAndre Hopkins. If Zeke was there at 9, if that actually did happen in your draft,
You're
you do
taking.
take Zeke. You do take Zeke.
Yes.
We're just acting like it wouldn't. That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, there's no way that would ever happen unless
Um,
he isn't at camp. Maybe I don't know.
yes, but it just to be clear, you do take Zeke. We
Yes.
both agree on
Yes,
that.
I'm just doing zero RB.
Which
So
DeAndre Hopkins at number 2, someone might actually do in your draft. So be aware of that. You always got to stay on the fly. So that's a good. This is a good second one because there's different stuff that's happening. Uh, so on this one, we're gonna go. We got our stud running backs. So we're gonna go 2 stud wide receivers. We're gonna go Adam Thielen, and we're gonna go AB.
so
Just switch
what
it
is
up a
your
little bit.
opinion on AB this year on the Raiders?
I think he has a big year. I mean, Mr. Big Chest is the only one they have to throw to. So,
Yeah.
um, I think he's gonna have a big year. Honestly.
Yeah, he's one of those players who I'm still on the fence about. People forget Derek Carr was it 2, 3 years ago? He was
Yeah.
in the hunt for MVP. The Raiders were 12-4 when he broke his leg. So I mean,
Yep.
he can do it. But so here, like I said, I'm going zero running back. This one's really a no brainer. I'm going T.Y. Hilton.
Which T.Y. Hilton at the end of the 3rd round, I think, is a steal.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Now this is when it gets ugly again. My least favorite part of the draft. So I'm looking at wide receivers only. AJ Green, obviously he's out. People will probably pick him around like the 7th or 8th round, even though he's out. That'll be my prediction once everything gets updated.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Diggs, Edelman, Cooks, Woods. I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to go with the fast-paced LA Rams offense, and I'm going to go with Robert Woods. I like him a lot. So rather than going with Diggs again, switch it up.
All right. So we're gonna go another wide receiver this time. We're gonna do the safe pick. We're gonna go Edelman again in the 4th, and we're now gonna wait till the 5th round to pick our second running back. So the running backs we have Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Philip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, Kenyon Drake, which I don't like any of these, but
None.
but I think the best one is Derrick Henry. Even though he has a walking boot right now, we're gonna draft.
Yeah, even though you don't know about Derrick Henry, but 5th round,
He's the best one that you can probably take right now.
yeah,
So
I think that's a
we're
fifth
just gonna
round.
go
That's a good
best
value.
available.
Let's see. I'm trying to stick it out here with the zero running back. It's getting tough now as you look, and pretty much none of them are left. So, but we're gonna stick it out, see how long I can last. So I already have Robert Woods, so I don't want Brandon Cooks or Cooper Kupp. I mean, you can if you want to. I don't like having 2 receivers from the same team. So it's really between Jarvis Landry, Tyler Boyd for me right now. I'm because I took Landry last time. I'm gonna take Boyd. People are worried
Just got a
about
huge deal.
people are worried about Boyd because AJ Green is hurt. But last year without AJ Green, he saw a 22% target share,
Yes.
and then with AJ Green, he saw a 23% target share. So it's not going to change. He's still going to do pretty well. And I mean, Jarvis Landry's still there in the 6th round. I think that's crazy value, so I'm going to take Jarvis Landry.
I agree.
Now,
So you're just so everyone's aware, your draft.
I'm committed.
Your draft is about being the best value. You're drafting value. You're not drafting, like I necessarily like this guy more than this guy. You want the best value for your pick. So here in what's this, the 7th round?
This is 6,
Sixth
10,
round.
and 7,
So
1.
this is the 6th and 7th round. So we're gonna take Tariq Cohen here in the 6th round.
I like
That's
it.
a great value. And now we're in the 7th. We have 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers. We don't have a tight end. Tight end we're gonna take late this time. So we're gonna go. Actually, we have 3 wide receivers. I don't know why it's only saying we have 2. It doesn't make any sense. But regardless, we're gonna take DJ Moore uh, Cam Newton's new favorite target, in my opinion.
Yep. DJ Moore was one of the people I was looking at. I mean, if Jarvis Landry or Tyler Boyd weren't there, I probably would have taken DJ Moore in the sixth round spot. But right now, I'm looking at running backs. Where are we at? We're in the seventh round, so I think it's time to get a running back if you're doing the zero RB seventh round. Let's see what we got. We have Lamar Miller, Geis, Darrell Henderson, Latavius Murray, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler. So I'm probably going to go RB here. I'm
So
going to go.
in the league that me and Mike are co-owners in, we could start a max of 3 wide receivers a week. So this wouldn't be necessarily what he's doing our draft strategy, but
No.
he's just showing you what to do if you don't get a
Now,
good running back early.
in my league with my friends, this could be a legitimate strategy because we have 1 running back spot, 2 wide receiver spots, and 3 flex spots. So you can legitimately start 5 wide receivers and 1 running back. So this
Yeah.
could be a real strategy that I do in my draft. Obviously, if I had the first 5 within the first 5 picks, I'll take one of those stud receivers. But if I'm in the back of the first round, I might do a strategy like this.
Yes.
So I went Geis and Austin Eckler for my 2 running backs. Geis, I feel like he could have like a slow start to the year. Technically, it's his rookie year. I mean, he didn't play last year, and they're probably going to give AP some looks in the beginning of the year. But he's old, so he'll probably get a little worn down. And then I feel like Geis, probably like week 5, 6, will start to take off.
So here, as a backup running back, to help me through the playoffs, since I feel like my running backs are a little weaker, since we did take 2 wide receivers in the second and third round, we're gonna go Kareem Hunt again in the eighth round, due to the fact that I'm a little worried about my running back core. Just to help me push through the playoffs when it happens. My whole draft strategy always is to get to the playoffs. Once you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter what your record is. You could be 6-7 and make your league's playoffs, and once you're there, all it matters is a week to week basis. Doesn't matter
Yes.
what your record was. You can go against a guy that was undefeated, and you can still beat him as long as your team is clicking in the playoffs. So now in the ninth round, we're going to go a tight end. We're going to go Eric Ebron, who I feel like him and Andrew Luck kind of got it together at the end of last year. So I feel like he's not one of your stud tight ends. He's not a set it forget it guy, but he's still due for those weeks where he's not going to catch a single ball and weeks where he scores 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Ebron Doyle thing pans
yes,
out. Um, yeah, you really don't know. So
but I like Eric
I
Ebron
don't
more
know
than I
how
like
I would
Jack
feel
Doyle.
about a tight end committee. But so here I go. I'm still in need. I don't need any more receivers. I'm set on receivers. I see Jordan Howard there in the ninth round, ninth pick, so I'm gonna go Jordan Howard. So then I have 3 running backs, or 3 okay running backs, but my receivers are ridiculous. We come here. I'm looking at tight ends. I don't really see anything I like.
I think I like Njoku the best out of
Yeah,
those. Now
there's
I think
no
Jared Cook
real.
in New Orleans might be a good sleeper tight end this year as well.
Yeah, I feel like he could be. Right here, I'm gonna go Valdez Scantling. Uh, I saw a stat today. It said like in the last 3 out of 5 healthy Aaron Rodgers seasons, his number 2 wide receiver has been in the top 20. So that's pretty crazy for a number 2 receiver to be in the top 20. It's a crazy stat, but hey, you never know.
So here, since we didn't take a stellar tight end, we're gonna go Njoku here. So we have 2 tight ends. So if Ebron doesn't work out, I feel like Njoku's gonna work out. Normally I would never do this, but it's just something different. And then here we're gonna take the guy I really enjoy, D.D. Westbrook.
Yep.
So we're at 5 wide receivers, 4 running backs, 2 tight ends, and a flex. So the flex is the 5th wide receiver. So then we'll get a quarterback at the end of the 12th round.
I'm just looking here for a good backup receiver, I'm gonna go because I got Ty drafted him pretty high. I'm gonna draft Funches, another indie receiver. It's kind of, I guess you can call it a handcuff, but that's what I'm doing. And I definitely forgot to draft a tight end and a quarterback, so that's good. I told you it was gonna happen, but I'm gonna go Ben Roethlisberger here. I talked him up in the last draft. I kind of like him, so I want Big Ben there. Definitely forgot a tight end, but that's all right.
And then for quarterback here, there's a lot of options we can do. I'll just pull up the quarterback list. Got Jameis, who could be due for a bounce back year. You got Phillip Rivers, Brady, Dak Prescott, Jimmy G. Personally, I like Phillip Rivers the best out of all these. Um, but I also think Jimmy G could have a very, 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 very big year.
Yeah, he needs a bounce
Because
back year.
he has a cupcake schedule. So we're gonna go Phillip Rivers just to be safe. That would be my pick. You always play the safe. So um, with taking with the wide receivers, in my opinion, you can see that it's a weaker one. You want to go running back, especially from the one spot. When you're in the back end of the draft, you kind of have more flexibility, in my opinion. But with the two wide receivers in the second and third round, as you guys can see my roster, in my opinion, it's a little weaker than the previous draft. But, that's an option as well. We're
All
just
right.
showing you all the options you can do from number one.
Yeah. My team looks like Big Ben, Geis, Austin Eckler, Julio, Odell, T.Y. Hilton, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry, Jordan Howard, Valdez Scantling, and Funches. That was the zero running back option. I didn't go running back until the seventh round?
Yeah.
Seven, nine. So I mean, like I said, if you're in a league where you have a lot of flex spots and you only need to start one running back and it's PPR, that's a real thing that you can do. It's not too bad, but I mean, having a stud running
Yeah.
back, I mean, it's you need that set it and forget it running back.
So I know I said we were going to do three, but the two ran a little long, so we're just going to do the two. We showed you two different strategies from the one pick. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to tune in again next Monday for another Mock Draft Monday.